show called Sports Plus Life. Yeah, let's get ready to get to it. Cut it off, cut that shit all the way off. All right, because, man, I'm coming in here and I'm on fire today. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Let me again reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Bravon Towns. I am the host of that show called Sports Plus Life. Definitely, if this is your first time listening, go ahead and subscribe to your boy channel at Bravon Towns on YouTube.com. I just had a conversation not too long ago with one of my homeboys that I did a track with about a year or two or so ago, you know, about bringing him in for an interview, the homeboy Mac Chase. You know, shout out to my boy Mac Chase. And, you know, he was giving me a lot of his ideas, too. And, like, you know, I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with it. Let's go out here and you know, make this thing happen. But today is going to be busy. Busy. I just read something that made me totally rearrange my whole lineup for this show. But I do hope everybody is doing well. We're having an Arctic blast here in Richmond, Virginia. It's like 21 degrees right here, but I heard in like Minnesota, excuse me, it's like negative 50. Like, that's cruel and unusual punishment. But today is January 31st, Thursday, January 31st, 2019. All right, we are just a couple of days away from Super Bowl 53. We got a lot to get into, and so you know what? I'm not even gonna bullshit anymore. Let's get to it. All right, like I said, I just read some news that made me actually rearrange the whole way that I was gonna do the whole way as far as segments with this show. I have just read breaking news that the New York Knicks and the Dallas Mavericks have come to an agreement on a trade that would send the New York Knicks superstar Kristaps Porzingis to the Dallas Mavericks. And, of course, Porzingis has not played this season. He had if I'm not mistaken, he had an ACL injury last season, a really nasty ACL injury. But this is still seen as a blockbuster deal because I don't think anybody saw this coming. What's going to happen is the Knicks along with Porzingis, the Knicks will be sending Courtney Lee and Tim Hardaway Jr. to the Mavericks, while the Knicks would receive Wesley Matthews, Dennis Smith Jr., who is an outstanding young player, and DeAndre Jordan. So, how about that? So what I can see what Mark Cuban is doing, he's trying to pair up Kristaps Porzingis with Luka Doncic, who is the sensational rookie this year for the Dallas Mavericks. We all know Dirk Nowitzki's era is pretty much over. He's not even starting anymore. He's a bench player who sees spot minutes. I think Dirk is just riding this year out because he set the record for all-time years spent with one franchise. This is his 21st season. Dirk barely sees any playing time anymore. And the Knicks, I don't know what the Knicks play here is. I have an idea. Of what the Knicks play might be. But you give up Porzingis now. Considering the fact that he's coming off of a devastating knee injury, the fact that you were able to get players the caliber of a Dennis Smith Jr. and DeAndre Jordan, particularly on the defensive side, as well as Wesley Matthews Jr., I mean, I guess that's a win for the Knicks. But even still, I mean, the Knicks are 10-40. Their season is over. Their season is a wrap, you know. Unless they're trying to clear the deck, you know, or trying to make it more appealing, which I don't know how you make it more appealing by letting Porzingis go. But like I said, Dennis Smith Jr., you know, he has star potential written all over him. Now, there could be the Knicks trying to stack the deck to make a run at Anthony Davis. And I'm going to get into that situation right now because that situation pretty much has me It has me confused and it has me annoyed. And that's the best way that I can put it. Because while I say I am a Lakers fan, I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan. I've been a Laker fan my whole life. And, I came up at the end of the Showtime era when I was a very small child. And enjoyed the Shaq and Kobe and in the Kobe era, as I was becoming a teenager into a grown man. And it's been hard times. But what I think that the Lakers have done, it was reported today that the Los Angeles Lakers called the New Orleans Pelicans and said, this is what we'll do. We will give you Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Zubac, and some first-round draft picks for Anthony Davis. I'm sorry, but I've said this before. And I love Magic Johnson, but he would be a damn fool to do that. See, this is the whole LeBron effect. See, this is one reason why I was not crazy about LeBron being a Laker. Because the fact of the matter is that you have drafted good young talent. And Luke Walton, and there's reports that people from that's being reported from LeBron's camp that they want Luke Walton out as the head coach. Blase. See, don't nobody need all of this, okay? Because the bottom line is the Lakers are 25-24. Yes, that is currently 9th in the Western Conference playoffs. They have gone 6-11 since LeBron James has got hurt. But it's not just LeBron James who's gotten hurt. Okay, Rondo was out for a month. Now Lonzo Ball is out for about another month. So it's not like this team has been healthy the whole season and it's just 25-24. When this team was fully healthy, they were third in the West. So and the young talent was developing. Kyle Kuzma is an all-star. I believe he's an all-star this season. And I'm not selling your whole starting lineup outside of LeBron James for Anthony Davis. I'm not doing that. Okay, let me tell you something. I mean, this is no knock on Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis is a great player. He's 25 years old, and people widely regard him as one of the top 5 players in the league. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't. Now, just because you have top 5 statistics doesn't make you a top 5 player. And by that, I mean, okay, Anthony Davis maybe almost averaging 30 points a game, 14 rebounds a game. Okay, but the New Orleans Pelicans have underachieved greatly this year. The New Orleans Pelicans suck. Okay, and Anthony Davis has been putting up top 5 statistics for about the past at least 4 or 5 years. And the Pelicans have been to the playoffs twice. They've won one playoff series last season against a fraudulent Portland Trailblazers team that was a 3 seed in the West. That was a damn joke. Now, the Pelicans did what they were supposed to do by sweeping them, but, there were expectations of them this year, and they have not been met. And this whole thing has LeBron James, Rich Paul written all over it. The writing has been on the wall. Okay, so first, coming into this season, Anthony Davis fires his agent. He hires Rich Paul from Clutch Sports, and that's LeBron James' agent / best friend. And LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been in communication with each other during this off season. Okay. So then you fire your agent, you hire LeBron's agent, and then all of a sudden, now you want to be traded, and the only team you want to be traded to is the Lakers. Telling everybody else around the league, well, you can trade for me because his contract runs up till 2020. His contract is up at the end of next season. And so he's essentially telling everybody else, you can trade for me if you want to. I'll just be a rental after 2020. I'm gone. Really now? Okay. And, I'm seeing things through both sides of the fence here now. I'm seeing things through both angles. If I'm a player and I want to go and I don't like the situation I'm in anymore or whatever, or I see a chance for a better opportunity that I could take now, then I'm going to try to do everything that I can to force my way out and, see if I can get my way and go to another team. Carmelo Anthony did it in 2011. They're saying this thing started with Kawhi Leonard last year with the Spurs. Nah, it actually started with Carmelo when he bogarted his way out of Denver to get to New York. A lot of people have forgotten about that. So now he's trying to, take that approach. So I understand, player, you want to get where you're trying to get where you want to be at. But now I'm going to think about this on the side of management as well. Oh, really? Okay, so you want to be traded. You don't want to be here no more. And you're going to tell me where you want me to send you. You notice last year, Kawhi Leonard, it was demanded. He just wanted to go to the Lakers as well. And they shipped his ass to Canada. The Spurs ain't doing no favors for the Lakers. And the Spurs and every other organization are going to make sure that nobody does any favors for the Lakers. I don't know what this is as far as people, I don't know. I don't want to say people hating on the Lakers or whatever. And I don't necessarily think it's the Lakers that they're hating on. I think it's LeBron James. Because because these strings are being pulled by his agency company, by his best friend's agency company. These moves that are being made in the background that's starting to piss some of these owners off and piss these general managers off. And I'm saying I'm a Laker fan and I want to see my Lakers succeed, but I'm sorry, I hope that they do not get Anthony Davis by trade. I don't. I would love for Anthony Davis to become a Laker, but not at this cost. Not at the cost of all your young talent. That's stupid. That's just dumb. Okay, so you would still have Rondo on a one-year deal. Lance Stevenson on a one-year deal. JaVale McGee on a one-year deal. Michael Beasley on a one-way deal. Tyson Chandler on a one-year deal. So you want to do all of this to have a bunch of players that's on one-year deals and you think that you're actually going to have a shot at Golden State. First of all, you don't. We don't have a shot at Golden State this year. We just don't. For all of that, I would just like to see Anthony Davis become a Laker at the end of next season if he really wants to become a Laker. And during that time period, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Zubac, they still have time to grow and develop together. I've said this before. The one thing I admire about the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs is that they've drafted and they've developed their players. Okay, so yeah, the Warriors do have Kevin Durant and Boogie Cousins now, but their championship team in 2015 and their finals team in 2016, 4 out of the 5 players in their starting lineup were all drafted there. Steph, Clay, Draymond, Harrison, Barnes. They were all drafted and developed in Golden State. Same thing with the Spurs. Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, all drafted, all molded by the Spurs. And it worked. But we just want to be in this win now, microwave society, super team, this, that, and the third, when you have got extremely talented players. This ain't LeBron's Cavaliers when he leaves and it falls to crap. No. Injury bug has just hit the Lakers. The injury bug has just hit the Lakers, and I know Magic Johnson will probably never listen to this show. Because, for one, it's not live right now. But even if I put it on YouTube, I'm pretty sure Magic Johnson will never hear this. I will tell him, dude, as your biggest fan, don't do this. Do not send Lonzo, Kuzma, Ingram, Zubac, and draft picks for Anthony Davis. I understand the stats. He has top 5 stats. Hell, Kevin Love had top 5 stats when he was with Minnesota before he came to Cleveland. And what did Minnesota do? Nothing. Nothing. He doesn't make players around him better. He does not. He's not that type of player where if you put him on a team, where if, especially at this point in his career, where his game is pretty developed, where if you put him on another team, you would instantly say that team is a championship contender. If you put Anthony Davis on the Washington Wizards, you couldn't say that the Wizards might be a favorite to come out the East. You couldn't say that. If you put Kevin Durant on the Washington Wizards, you say they might be the favorite to come out the East. Maybe. I mean, not as deep as Boston, but if you put Kevin Durant on the Wizards, if you put Kevin Durant on the Brooklyn Nets, if you put Kevin Durant on the Detroit Pistons, then those teams would be a favorite to come out of the East. You can't say that about Anthony Davis. And what if you make this trade and then LeBron gets hurt again? Or if Anthony Davis is hurt now. What if you make this trade and then Anthony Davis gets hurt? Remember what happened when they made the trade for Dwight Howard in 2012 and he was never fully right? He gutted it out that season. I'll give him credit, but he was never right. So Anthony Davis gets traded to LA, and what if he says, okay, I'm traded now. I got to rush back, and you don't give your injury full time to heal. Mark Cuban made that trade for Porzingis because he's pretty sure that the Mavericks ain't going nowhere this season, not even to the playoffs. So he can hit the reset button. The Lakers still have expectations because LeBron James is on the team. And even with the squad that you got, I believe that when Lonzo and LeBron come back fully healthy, I still think the Lakers get at least no less than to the fourth spot. Don't do this. Don't rip this team to shreds for a player who just can put stats up. He doesn't. Who does he make better? Now, if you want Anthony Davis, wait till 2020. Then let's see how bad he wants to be a Laker. Because I would love to have Anthony Davis, but not at the cost of this. This is ridiculous. And I pray that this doesn't happen. If it's one time that I'm rooting against the Lakers, it's for this one. Do not send all of that talent for no damn Anthony Davis. No. Because the bottom line is, you still ain't beating Golden State. Even with Anthony Davis, I don't even see them getting to the final, to the conference finals. So like I said, what if you trade for Anthony Davis, he comes back and then LeBron gets hurt? And now all your young talent is gone. So you pretty much, Anthony Davis is pretty much in the same situation that he was with the Pelicans. Or if LeBron comes and Anthony Davis ain't healthy and he gets hurt again. So LeBron's in the same situation that he was last year with the Cavaliers, except you ain't getting the team like the you're in the Western Conference. You ain't getting that Cavaliers team to the finals in the West. Hell no. Hell no. Ride with the horses you got. They developing good. And let me say this. This notion that Luke Walton needs to be run out of town, stop. Luke Walton is a damn good coach. He's doing a damn good job developing those young players. Whoever this is saying this from LeBron's camp, even if it's LeBron himself, shut the hell up. Shut up. Like I said, this is the one thing that I was not looking forward to when LeBron signed with the Lakers. The bullshit that comes with it. Because all of this news about LeBron's camp wants Luke Walton gone, blah, 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 all that does is buffer Kevin Durant's point when he said it's toxic to play with a star like that. Even though he might have meant it in a personal level, but all that does is buffer that comment. Stop it and shut up. Now, I mean, I know I've been saying about the NBA is over with Golden State anyway, but I still love my Lakers. And right now, that trade would just be stupid. That'd be dumb. That'd be damn near as dumb as when the Lakers got denied the trade from New Orleans, oddly enough, when they wanted to get Chris Paul and David Stern blocked that. They were willing to give away Gasol and Odom. I thought that deal was dumb, but Chris Paul is a person who's a player who makes everybody on the court better, and you still had Kobe before the drastic injury, a couple of years before the drastic injury. So I'd have felt better about that, definitely. This is just dumb. All right. Now that I've touched on that, now I can get to Super Bowl 53. Boy, now I can get to Super Bowl 53. Yes, now I can get into the Rams versus the Patriots. So, of course, we're 3 days before the Super Bowl, and one of the main topics is still that play that happened in the NFC Championship game, with people even, saying that they want a do-over of the last 2 minutes, and, get over it. I know that's easier said than done, but get over it, okay? It was a bad call, bad no call. It didn't go your way. We all know that. But get over it. Because like I said, you still had a 23-20 lead. All your defense had to do was keep the Rams from tying the game, and you still got the ball first in overtime. So get over it. Get over it. Just take it out on each opponent you have next season. That's my best advice to the New Orleans Saints. But stop sitting here crying, because guess what? At the end result, on February 3rd at 6:30, when there's kickoff, y'all not going to be on the field. The Rams will. So get over it. And, of course, everybody's talking about Tom Brady. I'm kind of surprised because what I'm hearing is that, people are really saying that the Rams don't have much of a chance. Like they saying that this is, if the Rams are going to keep the game close, they have to do this. And I'm like, huh? What? If you look at these two teams from top to bottom, the Rams are the far superior team. The far superior team. So, of course, they're saying the big difference is Tom Brady. Going against Jared Goff, Bill Belichick, going up against Sean McVay, tomato, pshaw. Excuse me if I'm wrong. Didn't last year Doug Peterson was a second-year head coach? Nick Foles, while he's had more experience than Jared Goff, but coming up into this season, up until last season's playoffs, he had only played in one playoff game. And he was the backup quarterback and outplayed Tom Brady. So, excuse me if I call that, if I hear people say, well, the only chance they have is if X, Y, and Z, is a bunch of bullshit, because they have a great chance. And it's mainly because of the things that people aren't thinking about. That's why I come in, people. That's why I come in. Okay. We all know that, of course, the kryptonite to Tom Brady is getting a good pass rush, particularly from the front four. He tends to pick up the blitz. Didn't do great with that this season, but we all know that that's pretty much the kryptonite. Do the Rams have the front four to do so? Absolutely they do. Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, Michael Brockers, Dante Fowler, they most certainly do. Now, having the horses to do it and doing it is two totally different things. Because Bill Belichick is going to try to take Aaron Donald completely out the game. Fine. But you have to be worried about the man standing next to him, Ndamukong Suh, and the guy standing next to him, Dante Fowler, who's very familiar with Tom Brady. So, and even then, your skill position players, as far as your cornerbacks, are quite different from the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said, this is the healthiest the Rams have been all season with their defense. And it couldn't come at a better time. Now, they're saying, of course, you got Talib and then Marcus Peters, who's kind of the gambler. But everybody's pointing at Nickel Roby-Coleman. Everybody's pointing at that guy because he came out and said age has played a toll on Tom Brady, and people were trying to, crucify him for that. Well, it has. I mean, it has. Tom Brady's not as good now as he was 10 years ago. Tom Brady is not as good now as he was 6 years ago. I mean, because he's throwing 2-yard passes and they're getting a bunch of yak yards. Now, Tom Brady is still great when he needs to be, but I don't see what he said that was so wrong. And furthermore, because he's the quote-unquote third cornerback, the slot corner who they are going to potentially pick on. I haven't heard this from anybody all week, and it's really gotten on my nerves. Has everybody forgotten that the Rams have Sam Shields as a third cornerback? Sam Shields, you know, the guy who was the former Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, one of the better man-to-man coverage and slot corners in the league. Have everybody forgot that the Rams have that guy? You know, the guy that caught the pass from the punter on the fourth down in the NFC Championship game that pretty much injected some life into the Rams? That guy. I wouldn't be thinking, if I'm Wade Phillips, I ain't thinking about no damn Nickel Roby-Coleman. Matter of fact, I'm probably telling him, yeah, keep on running your mouth because you're really not going to be the part of a part of the game plan like everybody thinks you are. Excuse me, the Rams have 3 Pro Bowl cornerbacks in their backfield. Okay, so I don't see. I mean, I don't get it. They're just saying that Jared Goff is going to fold, and that could happen. But, you know, for one, you have 2 running backs that you can rely on, Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson. So the game is essentially going to be won at the trenches, you know, in the trenches because, you know, if the Rams rush the way that they did against Dallas, they're going to win. They're going to win. If both running backs have over 100 yards, they're going to win. They're going to win easy. I really don't have this being a close game because this is a mismatch. This is a bad matchup for the Patriots. I don't give a damn who the coach and the quarterback is. This is a bad matchup for New England. A very bad matchup for New England. And everybody is feeling, you know, this Kool-Aid of all Tom Brady is a GOAT. Like I said, 3 straight Super Bowls, 9 and all. I ain't going to front. That's a hell of an accomplishment. I'm just looking at matchups for this Super Bowl. I said last year that the Eagles, from top to bottom, was a better team than the Patriots. And, of course, everybody wanted to say, well, it's Nick Foles, not Carson Wentz, and we all saw what happened. Just like this year, the Rams are a better team than the Patriots. By far a better team. Now, I understand you have to play as a team to, you know, maximize your talent. But the Rams are here for a reason. It ain't because of a missed call. It ain't just because of a missed call. This team is peaking at the right point. No, Jared Goff does not look the way he did the first 10, 11 weeks of the season. Neither does Todd Gurley. But on the flip side, the defense hasn't looked the way that it looked the first 10 or 11 weeks either. And that's a good thing. You didn't have C.J. Anderson around weeks 10 and 11. You know, you really didn't have Dante Fowler. So, like I said, styles make matchups like fights, you dig? I'm trying to tell y'all some stuff. I'm trying to put y'all on game. And if you haven't figured it out by now, yes, I'm picking the Rams to win. I've said the Rams all year. I've said at the beginning of the season, I said the preseason, when I saw all of the acquisitions that the Rams made, I said they're going for it, and I think they're going to get it. And then the thing is about it, after last season, you know, they caught people by surprise. It was no secret with them this year, and they still finished 13-3. Still getting a bye week and having that epic NFC Championship game. I told you guys 2 weeks ago, if you wanted a competitive Super Bowl, you would pray that the Chiefs won because the Rams are going to fuck New England up. It's going to be competitive around the first quarter and a half, just a feel-out process. But, bro, the Rams are going to get it. The Rams are going to beat them by at least 2 possessions. At least 2 possessions. Now, that might not equate for as a blowout, but I have the Rams at least in 2 possessions. That means 9 points or better. I have the Rams at least winning by 9 points or better. Let's put it that way. And honestly, I have the Patriots scoring late to bring it to a 1-score game because this is really a feeling that I have in the pit of my stomach. that they're not going to be able to match up well with Todd Gurley or C.J. Anderson. That there's just going to be too much movement, too much going on at the line of scrimmage. That Robert Woods is going to catch him off guard. Brandon Cooks is going to catch him off guard. Everett, Higbee, they're going to catch him. Josh Reynolds is going to catch him. And I'm not going to sit here and just disrespect Tom Brady. Well, I kind of have, but oh well. I mean, I've said that they cheat and all that stuff. I mean, fuck, they do. They did. They got caught. But I'm not sitting here saying that, Tom Brady is just going to go out like some little punk. No. I mean, hell, if the Rams don't tackle well, then this could be an interesting game. If they don't put a spy on James White, it's going to be an interesting game. Because you saw what Kamara was doing to them at one stretch in time in the NFC Championship game. They're pretty much essentially going to be using James White to do the same thing. So you need to have a spy on him, and you have to catch him immediately. Okay? You have to beat Julian Edelman up. Okay? You have to beat Edelman up. But I like the matchup of Talib versus Edelman or Gronk or Hogan. I like Marcus Peters going up against any of those receivers. I like Sam Shields in the slot with Edelman. I do. I just like that defensive matchup. And I like the fact that I'm pretty sure that Wade Phillips is going to dial it up, and Wade Phillips is going to send it at him. Wade Phillips ain't showing Tom Brady no mercy. Please. Okay, so of course we know Belichick is going to try to shut down Aaron Donald. Absolutely. And on offense, he's probably going to try to shut down Todd Gurley. Maybe. But the Rams have so many weapons that they can utilize. That's going to be hard to do. Definitely going to be hard to do. So, now that I've touched on that, like I said, let the games begin. LA Rams, Super Bowl champions. I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. So, let me just quickly get into some NCAA basketball, that is. Of course, the top 6 teams have remained the same from the last week. The Tennessee Volunteers are ranked number 1. Duke Blue Devils are ranked number 2. Virginia Cavaliers are ranked number 3. So, it's getting interesting now. It's coming up on March. It's coming up. We're about to be just a month away from March Madness, and this is great. This is beautiful. I'm a Virginia fan, unapologetic. Virginia is 19-1. Of course, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this till the damn cows come home. It don't mean a thing with me with UVA until they make up for that god-awful just sleep at the wheel flop job that they did last year as the number 1 seed in the tournament, making history the kind you don't want to make, being the first number 1 seed to lose to a number 16 seed. So, of course, and again, like I said, they're number 3, Gonzaga's number 4, Michigan 5, Michigan State 6. Hoorah. And Virginia Tech, since I do keep up with my Virginia sports, is number 12. So, good for Tech. Good for Tech, because when they were ranked number 9 and UVA smashed them the way that they did, I was kind of like, are you guys really that good? Really? That was just kind of my thinking. Really? Then they lost to North Carolina the next week. So I'm like, are y'all really that good? But they've bounced back. Like I said, they're right there. They are right there in the thick of things in the ACC. Like I said, Virginia is in first place. They are 19-1, and Virginia Tech is 17-3. So that's cool. So Let's see. What else is on the agenda? I swear that NBA pissed me off. Boy, that NBA pissed me off. Not necessarily with the Porzingis trade, but the Lakers. Man, like, come on, man. Stop acting dumb. But anyway, with that being said, with that being said, what a buzzer. Okay. So, now let's get into the life segment, which honestly isn't much to talk about today. I got a few things on my plate, a few things on my mind, things that I'm not going to talk about yet. But just remember that no matter what happens in life, there's always going to be something or somebody, some energy, some whatever that tries to knock you down. You just have to be an adult and get back up. Get back up and keep it moving. So when I'm doing this podcast, I'm doing what I really am. I'm really doing what I love to do. Of course, outside of music, I feel like I can be myself. And that's why I feel like I can express myself. When the time is right, I will explain. But it's nothing. It's nothing major because I'm on the north side of the ground. I'm on the north side of the ground, not the south side of the ground. So it's all good. So I will definitely holler at you guys. It is your boy, Brandon Bravon Towns. Again, if you are not already subscribed to us, definitely hit that subscription button. Become a part of the Sports Plus Life family. It's your boy. Holla back. I'll be back on Saturday, and I'm out. Peace.